Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I literally jumped in the sim to try the Lofoten Islands in Norway. It's somewhere I've always wanted to go, and it's live weather, but I've changed the time so it's daylight, and it's been stunning. So I started my journey, making my controller way off in the distance on that part of the islands round the corner there, and it was snowy and very poor visibility. I flew up the coast to Skrova Lighthouse over there, and as you can see now I'm getting into a little bit of weather, but the mountains are stunning. So I'm just going to take you on the journey with me, because I'm amazed how the flight simulator can give you this feeling of awe, of amazement. I've always wanted to go here in real life, but I feel something sitting here in my home office in the simulator, looking at this scenery. It's literally out of a fantasy book. It's amazing. I've been to Norway a lot because of my work. I know all this kind of rocky type of rocks you get down there and how it looks, because Scotland's got a little bit of this scenery as well. But the Lofoten are stunning because they're sort of spikier mountains, and it's just got all of the gorgeous things going on that makes nature so beautiful. The intimacy, the islands, the bays, the changes of the trees to the raw rock to the water is just absolutely stunning. And yeah, I've got this idea to turn my YouTube channel into digital adventures or digital experiences. I'm very much in favor of visiting the real world, but it's getting expensive, it's getting difficult to do. If you have a family, we have limited days when we can do things, and we usually take the kids somewhere they can have fun and relax from school, and you can't do all of these things in one lifetime. But look at this, it's an amazing landscape. Tiny lake over there, another lake here, and as far as I can understand from these white lines over there, all the interesting touristic sightseeing waypoints are over there, so they must be on this part of the island. So just if I make the map full screen for a moment, that one, I'm going to zoom out so you can see where the Lofoten Islands are. So, well, that's to turn it, but there's Norway, they're way up in the northwest. Is that what I'll do? The magic of Flight Simulator. I'll turn to the north so we get a good European map, and we'll get a surprise over these mountains. We'll go back over there, my friends, after we've climbed over this saddle here. So there you go, the little plateau, the tiny lake. Those trees at the very top don't look quite right, but again, this is satellite photography, and they've scanned and calculated the height of everything through a mixture of maps, topography maps, but also kind of scanning from aerial photography. And there you go. Turn on to north heading. So I know nothing about these islands. There are many islands, and they all have giant mountains on them. It's absolutely stunning. Sorry about the stutter. It's probably my Wi-Fi. But yeah, we're almost on a northerly heading. Let's just get around there. Facing north. So if I look at this map now, and I'll zoom in for you by getting closer. Yeah, there's Europe, and this chain of islands in the north. Right there. So we're going to go back to these islands on the left. So let me just zoom in again. And as you can see, yeah, stunning, changeable weather. It's getting dark, so the street lights are coming on. The simulator even puts these little cars with lights on the streets down there. It's stunning. I've been flying the world's highest mountains in the sim in my boredom in January in Germany, and you know, every time it's a digital adventure. You know, I've not made it to the top of Everest, obviously, not in this electric plane, but I've learned a little bit about these mountains just by researching. It's driven me to research, like you would in real life if you're visiting somewhere in real life. But I would never go to Everest, or K2 or Mount Kilimanjaro. But look at this, I'm definitely going to go here in my lifetime. Sometimes the textures are not very sharp, like over there. People are complaining about this in the simulator, but the terrain, so the shape of the mountains is much better in this version of the simulator. Yeah, so I won't make the video too long. You can see over there that there's clearly some landmarks. We're getting very nice kind of evening weather here. I can highly recommend, if you're interested in flight simming, the cheapest way to get into it is to buy a Xbox Series S, about €200, maybe $250, and you can get the simulator for it. You can get a Game Pass, which will give it to you for a subscription fee per month, or you can buy the game, and you won't get quite the same graphical fidelity perhaps as this more powerful machine. But if you want to run it in VR, you need to buy a PC. You need to get a VR headset, and you need a good PC to be able to run it like this. But boy, is it worth it! And then I guess I'll do something special for you. So if you're watching this and you've not used to the flight simulator, I'll show you something very nice about it. We'll go towards these mountains here. So again, I have no idea the names of these places, where I am. All I know is I'm around these Lofoten Islands. This island, this mountain here looks like a famous one. There's this very triangular one. Let's go and see. And yeah, I'll give it away. One of the things you can do in the simulator is you can get out the aircraft now. So not outside like this. Let's have a look around the scenery. You can actually get outside and walk around. So why not do something that would be very hard to do in the real world, which is to land up the top. Let's go right up the top there. Get out and experience pretty close to what the view would look like. Bear in mind that the weather is simulated. This is something, so these green areas are precipitation, it's rain, snow. And you can see the clouds there associated with that. So those clouds are really there in real life. So we're getting a digital experience that is simulation of the real world, but there are elements of the real world literally in this digital experience. These clouds are in the same approximate position. There's probably a sunset, so there's the calculation or the simulation knows that there are no clouds in the distance, so there's a red sky at night. So this gets a little bit tricky. If there was a helicopter, it would be a lot more trickier. Pointy. That we're slowing down, you can see there. That's my speed, 95, 94. I've overshot, but let's try and land it on that nice edge there. Now it turns into a helicopter. Okay, use my joysticks to fly it down. Let's see if we can get on that cliff edge there. flat. Plonk it down anyway. See if it lets me. Just looking for a place to go down. Sinks. As long as those propellers are off. Put my brakes on. Let me just put a battery in my headset. Sorry about that. Now I am walking on this cliff edge. So it's even got some rocks added in here for some detail. So this is a view similar to what I would get if I was up here. I think I can even... Normally you see your avatar, so you would never park your plane like that. But I can take pictures. Let's just take a picture here. Crazy one. I can't get rid of that toolbar, I'm afraid. But yeah, what an experience, huh? Digital experiences with this amazing, if you like, digital twin of the Earth. That's all for now. Hope you enjoyed this little tour in the Lofoten.